enter withdrawal amount function, the declaration int enter withdrawal amount, this function return an integer and take no arguments. For the variable declaration int withdrawal amount, declares an integer variable to store the withdrawal amount entered by the user. For the user prompt, printf enter the amount you want to withdraw, prints a message to prompt the user to enter the withdrawal amount. For the input loop, while scanf withdrawal amount not equal to 1, enters a loop that continues until a valid integer is successfully read using scanf. The condition scanf withdrawal amount not equal to 1, check if the return value of scanf is not 1, which indicate a failure to read an integer. For the invalid input message, printf invalid input, please enter a valid number. If the user enter an invalid input, non-integer or character, this message is printed to notify the user. For the clearing input buffer, while getchar not equals to /n, inside the loop, this line clear the input buffer using getchar until a new line character is encountered. This helps to clear any remaining character in the input buffer, preventing an infinite loop if non-integer value are entered. For the return valid withdrawal amount, once a valid integer is entered, the function exit the loop and return the valid withdrawal amount. For check current balance function, declaration unsigned int check current balance, this function take two parameters, an integer withdrawal amount and an unsigned integer account balance. It returns an unsigned integer indicating whether the balance is sufficient or insufficient. For the comparison withdrawal amount lesser than or equal to account balance, check if the withdrawal amount is less than or equal to the account balance. For the return balance sufficient, if the condition in the if statement is true, withdrawal amount is less than or equal to the account balance, the function return balance sufficient, which is typically defined as 1. This indicates that the balance is sufficient for the withdrawal. For the return balance insufficient, if the condition in the if statement is false, withdrawal amount is greater than the account balance, the function return balance insufficient, which is typically defined as 0. This indicates that the balance is insufficient for the withdrawal. The check void money function, the declaration unsigned integer check void money, this function takes an integer withdrawal amount as a parameter and returns an unsigned integer, indicating whether the ATM vault has sufficient funds or not. For the seed random number generator sran time 0, seeds the random number generator with the current time. This is typically done to ensure that the sequence of random number generated is different each time the program runs. The generate random vault balance int vault balance equals to random %1001 generates a random integer between 0 and 1000 inclusive and assign it to the variable vault balance. This simulates the amount of token available in the ATM vault. For the comparison, if withdrawal amount lesser or equals to vault balance, to check if the withdrawal amount is less than or equal to the randomly generated vault balance. For the return vault sufficient, If the condition in the if statement is true, withdrawal amount is less than or equal to the vault balance. The function returns vault sufficient, which is typically defined as 1. This indicates that the ATM's vault has sufficient fund for the withdrawal amount. For the return vault insufficient, if the condition in the if statement is false, withdrawal amount is greater than the vault balance. The function returns vault insufficient, which is typically defined as 0. This indicates that the ATM's vault does not have sufficient fund for the withdrawal. For the dispense money function, the declaration of int dispense money, this function takes two parameters: an integer withdrawal amount representing the amount to be dispensed and an assigned integer account balance representing the current account balance. It returns an integer which is the new account balance after the withdrawal. For the display current account balance, printf current account balance, print the current account balance to the console. For the calculate new account balance, int new balance equals to account balance minus withdrawal amount calculates the new account balance after deducting the withdrawal amount from the current account balance. For the display dispensed amount, printf dispensing %d withdrawal amount, print a message to the console indicating the amount being dispensed. For the display new account balance, printf new account balance %d new balance, print the new account balance to the console. And the last one, return new account balance. Return the calculated new account balance. This allows the called function to update the account balance variable if needed. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the start withdraw function, this part of the code is responsible for representing the user with option to select an account for withdrawal. Firstly, printf select account for withdrawal. This line prints a message on the console prompting the user to select an account for withdrawal. Secondly, printf 1 account 1. This line print the option for account 1 on the console. Thirdly, printf 2 account 2. Similar to the previous line, this one print the option for account 2. And lastly, printf 3 back to the previous menu. This line print the option for going back to the previous menu, which is represented by the value 3. After presenting the options, the code proceeds to get the user inputs. Firstly, for the integer selected account, declares a variable selected account to store the user's input, which is the selected account number. Secondly, printf enter account number 1, 2 or 3. Print a prompt for the user to enter the account number. Thirdly, scanf d selected accounts. Use scanf to read an integer from the user input and store in the selected account variable. And lastly, printf and print an additional new line character. Check if the selected account is account 1. If selected account equals to 1, this condition check if the user selected account 1. Set the account balance. If account 1 is selected, the variable account balance is set to the balance of account 1 balance. Display account 1 balance. The current balance of account 1 is displayed on the console. Prompt the withdrawal amount. The function enter withdrawal amount is called to prompt the user to enter the withdrawal amount, and the enter amount is stored in withdrawal amount. check current balance. The function check current balance is called to check if the withdrawal amount exceeds to the current account balance. If it does, a message is printed and the function return withdraw failed. Check vault money. The function check vault money is called to check if the withdrawal amount exceeds the fund available in the ATM vault. If it does, the function return withdrawal failed. Dispense money and update account balance. If the withdrawal is valid, the withdrawal amount is within the account balance and the ATM vault has sufficient fund, the function dispense money is called to update the account balance and display the new balance. The function then return withdrawal success. As if selected accounts equal to 2, this condition check if the user selected account 2. For the account balance equal to account 2 balance, if account 2 is selected, the variable account balance is set to the balance of account 2, which is account 2 balance. To display account 2 balance, printf account 2 balance rm%d account balance. The current balance of account 2 is displayed on the console. To prompt for withdrawal amount, int withdrawal amount equal to enter withdrawal amount. The function enter withdrawal amount is called the prompt the user to enter the withdrawal amount, and the entered amount is stored in withdrawal amount. For check vault money, else if check vault money withdrawal amount equals to vault insufficient, the function check vault money is called to check the withdrawal amount exceed the fund available in the ATM vault. If it does, the function return withdraw fail. For dispense money and update account balance, else account balance equal to dispense money withdrawal amount account balance. If the withdrawal is valid, the function dispense money is called to the update the account balance and display the new balance. The function then return withdrawal success. For else if selected account equal to 3, this condition check if the user selected option 3. The return menu back. If the user selected option 3, the function immediately return menu back. This typically represented going back to the previous menu. To handle invalid account choice, else printf invalid account choice try again, return start withdraw. If the user did not select either account 1, 2 or 3, an error message is printed to the console. Then, the function start withdraw is recursively called, prompting the user to make a valid account choice. For the open tray function, the declaration unsigned integer open tray, this function takes no parameters and returns an unsigned integer. It is used to simulate the opening of a tray, returning a status code. For seed random number generator, sran times 0 seeds the random number generator with the current time. This is typically done to ensure that the sequence of random number generated is different each time the program runs. For generate random number, if ran %2 equals to 0, generates a random number between 0 and 1 inclusive and checks if it even divisible by 2. For return tray fail, if the generated random number is even resulting in 0 when divided by 2, the function returns tray fail. This typically represents that the tray opening failed. For return tray normal, if the generated random number is odd, the function returns tray normal. This typically represents that the tray opened successfully. For the insert token function, printf tray successfully to open, print a message to indicate that the tray has successfully opened. For token insertion loop rm10, while one enters an infinite loop to repeatedly prompt the user to enter the number of RM10 tokens until valid input is provided. Printf enter the number of RM10 tokens, prompt the user to enter the number of RM10 tokens. If scanf %d token 10 not equals to 1, token 10 lesser than 0, check if the input is not a valid integer or if it is a negative integer. Print invalid input, please enter printf invalid input, please enter a non-negative integer. This function is prints an error message if the input is invalid. For while getchar not equals to, the function of this is clears the input buffer to handle invalid input. For the break, exit the loop if valid input is provided. And last one, repeat for the order denomination such as RM20, 50 and 100 tokens. For display deposit function, int total money deposit equals to token 10 times 10 plus token 20 times 20 plus token 50 plus times 50 plus token 100 times 100. Calculate the total deposited amount by multiplying the number of tokens for each denomination by their respective value 10, 20, 50 and 100 and summing them up. For display deposit detail, printf deposit amount detail, print a message indicating that the following line will display detail about the deposited amount. Printf RM10 tokens %d token 10, print the number of RM10 tokens deposited. Printf RM20 tokens %d token 20, print the number of RM20 tokens deposited. Printf RM50 tokens %d token 50, print the number of RM50 token deposited. Printf RM100 token %d token 100, prints the number of RM100 tokens deposited. Printf total amount deposited RM%d total money deposited, print the total deposited amount. For the return total deposited amount, return total money deposited returns the total deposited amount. For the deposit money function, printf current account balance, print the current account balance to the console. For the calculate new account balance, int new balance equals to account balance plus total money deposited. Function to calculate the new account balance after adding the total amount deposited to the current account balance. For display deposit detail, printf depositing RM%d total money deposited, print a message indicating the amount being deposited. Printf new account balance %d new balance is functioned as prints the new account balance after the deposit. For return new balance, return the calculated new account balance. This allows the calling function to update the account balance variable if needed. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. For the start deposit function, to display menu for account selection, we use printf select account for deposit. Printf 1 account 1, printf to account 2 and printf 3 back to the previous menu. For prompt user for account selection, the int selected account to declare a variable to store the user selected account number. For printf, enter account number 1, 2 or 3 to prompt the user to enter the account number. For scanf, %d selected account is to read the user's input and stores it in the selected account variable. For printf, %n is functioned as prints a new line for formatting purposes. And the last one, return selected accounts. This is functioned as returns the selected account number. This allows the calling function to determine which account the user want to deposit money into. For selected account equals to 1, the account balance is initialized with a predefined value, account 1 balance. The current balance of the selected accounts is displayed with the printf account %d balance rm %d. For the open tray, if open tray equals to tray fail, an error message is displayed and the function return to deposit fail. It also return menu back, which is go back to the main menu. For the insert tokens, calls the insert token function to obtain the number of tokens for each denomination 10, 20, 50 and 100. For int total money deposited, calls the display deposit function passing the number of tokens for each denomination. The function likely displays the detail of the deposit and return the total monetary value of the deposited tokens. For int new balance, calls the deposit money function passing the total monetary value of the deposited tokens and the current account balance. The functions likely update the account balance by adding the deposited amount to it. And lastly, return deposit success. If the deposit process is successful. Else if selected accounts equals to 2, the account balance is initialized with a predefined value account to balance specific to account 2. The current balance of the selected accounts is displayed, which is account 2, using printf account %d balance rm %d. If open tray equals to tray fail, an error message is displayed and the function return deposit fail and also return menu back. If false, calls the insert token function to obtain the number of tokens for each denomination 10, 20, 50 and 100 for account 2. After that, calls the display deposit function passing the number of tokens for each denomination for account 2. The function likely display the detail of the deposit and return the total monetary value of the deposited token. After that, for deposit money and update balance, calls the deposit money function passing the total monetary value of the deposited tokens and the current account balance for account 2. The function likely updates the account balance by adding the deposited amount to it. And lastly, return deposit success if account 2 is successful. Else if selected accounts equals to 3, the function return menu back. And if selected account is not 1 or 2 or 3, it means an invalid account was selected. So An error message is printed indicating the invalid selection. After that, the function then calls the return start deposit. When the function calls the start deposit, the function initiate the deposit process again. So allowing the user to make a valid account selection again.